much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And what are we going to be cooking?
We're gonna make a plate, a typical plate for the city where I'm from. It's called Gnocchi Di Susine.
Okay.
And it is a potato dumpling, but it's not a classic potato gnocchi that a lot of people are familiar with. We're going to fill it up with some plums. And it is a sweet and savory kind of dish that's very typical from the city where I'm from, Trieste.
Chef Beacco was born and raised in northern Italy, in the small coastal town of Trieste. This northern Italian village was under the control of the Austria-Hungary Empire, and as a result, their dishes have been heavily influenced by Austrian and Eastern European cuisine. In this part of Italy, you will find apple strudel and goulash over pizza and pasta.
Say because there's a lot of German influence, a lot of Slavic influence, and it shows in the architecture, the culture, and obviously in the kind of cuisine.
After perfecting his craft at restaurants all over Europe, Beacco immigrated to New York City at just 22 with no money, no contacts, and no English. Beacco became an instant success. He obtained the coveted position of executive chef to Tribeca's Tuscan staple Peppolino, and has cooked and still cooks for many high-profile clients and events. So now let's look at the ingredients and see what we need. We have to start off first with the potatoes, of course. And we have the two different types here.
We have the white potatoes and the idol.
Okay, and then the two different plums.
Yes.
And this is a classic plum, and this is a...
Italian plums, and we can see definitely how much smaller they are, and they are sweeter, and they are the perfect size.
So we have the breadcrumbs.
This we're going to mix it together with the sugar and with a little bit of cinnamon. After we cook our gnocchi in boiling water, we're going to roll them in the mixture.
So let's start with the potatoes, okay?
Of course. So we have our potatoes that are already being cooked, they're boiled but still hot and whole with the skin on. It's important to make your gnocchi with the potato still warm. You shouldn't let the potato cool off, otherwise your gnocchi is going to become really gluey and sticky.
Okay.
And then we want to peel our potato like this. And we're going to use a potato ricer that we have here.
We put it in here.
Like this. Straight, that's it.
So we rice the potatoes, and now we are going to
make the dough.
Okay.
We're going to add one egg yolk. So we want to crush this, open it up, and use only the yolk in there.
Okay, so just one egg yolk. That's
only
it.
One egg yolk.
Oh, okay.
Very light. And you can give me some salt.
Salt, okay.
Need just a little bit. It is a sweet but savory as well dish, so you want a good balance.
How much flour do we add?
We add about 125 grams for every 250 of potatoes. So
Okay.
we measure that already. And then we want to make a nice dough. So we start with a spoon or with a spatula like this, just to get the ingredients in. And now we're going to move it on the table. So we want to put a little bit of flour in there and transfer the dough on top of the flour like that. And you want to be gentle because they're still sticky and soft, but you want to also smooth it out so you have a nice dough that you can manipulate easily. We want to use our rolling pin and we want to flatten it a little bit.
Now that we flatten the dough,
now we're going to pit our plums and we're going to use a little knife making an incision like this. It's very simple to open it up and just get the nut out. And in this case, you also want to roll them a little bit in some sugar. Use this little shape to cut off our shell, let's call it like this. We're going to put the plum whole as it is, and we're going to close this. And you want to roll it gently, and you're going to end up with a nice, sizable, big gnocchi.
Yes, okay.
Which then you're going to put into some boiling water.
So now that the gnocchi is cooking for about 7 to 8 minutes, we're gonna start mixing the rest of the ingredients.
We have our breadcrumb here. This breadcrumb has been toasted a little bit, so you got a nice toast flavor. And we're gonna mix it with some sugar, regular granulated sugar, and a little bit of cinnamon, not too much.
Do most people eat this as a dessert or as a to start their meal?
Just a starter.
Oh, the starter. Okay.
But it's also very common to find it as a dessert, especially in the oldest trattoria. That's something that we use as a dessert. That's it.
Okay, it looks perfect. So this is the toasted breadcrumbs with the sugar mixed in.
Again, we want to gently lift them out of the water and roll them in our mixture like this. So you make a little breadcrumb crust. And finally, you can accommodate it in the plate. Like that.
Wow.
And the very last thing we need to do is melt our butter. We're going to brown it, means that we're going to cook it until it becomes now nice and brown and nutty in flavor. We're going to use that to deglaze. You want to see a little foam forming from the top.
Suspense. Ooh.
So you have the oozy sugar and plums from the inside, a nice and crispy shell of the potato gnocchi with the brown butter all around.
Okay, so there you have it, Gnocchi Di Susine by Chef Ivan Beacco. It looks delicious and I can't wait to try it. Chef, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, it was fun.
Oh no, it was pleasure's all mine. And you know, you could always follow him at Red Inside Culinary. And he also does private events and as well as cooking classes, correct?
That's right.
Thank you very much for watching another episode of Culinary Diplomacy. We hope to see you again next time.